Alright, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. Venom 3, The Last Dance, it's bad. There's no way I can put it. It's not horrible by any means. I know like a lot of people right now are saying it's like one of the worst comic book movies ever made and all that garbage. But like it's bad, but like not in a way to where it's like it's appalling, but to where I'm just like tired of it at this point. Like the Venom movies, and not even just the Venom movies, the Sony movies, they need to stop. Sony needs to stop making these movies because I have to live with the fact that I have seen Madam Web and Morbius day one, both of those movies back to back day one. If that's not horrible, I don't know what is. And we still have Kraven the Hunter coming out, so we're chugging along here on this train, man. We're going to crazy town. We are on a crazy taxi, and this ride is just not stopping. We have a Venom horse, and we are going at 50 miles per hour. But anyway, here's the thing, is that I really wish we lived in a world where the first Venom movie wasn't a giant success. Because I look back at that, I think that movie made like $800 million, and I think it's just because of general audience at the time, because I think they thought it was connected to the MCU. And people just thought that for the slightest like amount of hope that Spider-Man might be slightly connected to these movies. But here's the thing, is that they're not. Like, these movies they don't matter. They have nothing in regards to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think people actually did understand that whenever Let There Be Carnage came out, whenever out of nowhere, because of Sony, he was just transported to the MCU for No Way Home, even though he wasn't even in No Way Home. He was in the post-credit scene, and this is getting into territory for Venom 3 here. I'm just gonna let you know, this is full spoilers. I don't care at this point. This movie doesn't care. Turns out, that piece of Venom left in No Way Home whenever he got transported back to his universe, turns out they retconned it. It doesn't matter. Apparently, speaking of that, why that's important, I'm gonna go over the plot. Basically, there's this character called Noel. He wants to break free of his prison and destroy the multiverse universe. I don't know. I don't care. And he needs Eddie and Venom's like codex, because since they've been bonded together, they have like the key for letting him escape. And so he's sending out like CGI monsters to take him down. While at the same time, we have like the shadow government ops trying to capture Eddie as well. So we have like two conflicting parties trying to stop Venom, and it's like, wow, this is really like a movie where things are happening. And you know what? I'm just gonna come right off the bat here. I don't know or care who Noel is. I never grew up with him. I never had any like video games or TV shows or cartoons where he was a thing. Turns out he's a fairly new character or anything like that. So I don't really care who he is, but I wish he was actually the villain of this movie. Because after like doing like a little bit of research on this guy, turns out he's like an Avengers level threat. Like, this guy means like business. But in this movie, he just sits there and does nothing, which I rather would have, because the epic conclusion to the Venom trilogy is Venom fighting CGI like monsters. He's fighting henchmen, and be in mind you, they are kind of cool. Be in mind you, I mean, like, they have like this like really cool like wood chipper thing to where they eat people and like their blood splatters out behind them. Like, that actually was kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie there. But imagine that, like a whole trilogy where we have like, you know, these like we had Riot, we had Carnage, and now the final villain for this entire trilogy were CGI monsters, just literal henchmen. And be in mind you, I don't think this movie would have been better if Noel just came out of nowhere, but at least I would have felt something. Like, I just feel tired at this point with these movies. I will admit, I still enjoy seeing Venom and, you know, like Tom Hardy. Like, his performance is like the only thing saving these movies, because the plot he goes on here, it super sucks. There's no other way to put it. And I think the scene that really like emphasizes this is whenever he's in Las Vegas, when he's dancing to Dancing Queen. And it's like really stupid, because as I said, in the movie, it turns out In Venom 1, whenever Eddie dies, apparently, I haven't seen that movie in years, so I couldn't remember, but they told us, is that whenever he died and Venom saved him, they formed a codex. So, like I said, that's what Nolan needs to escape. They have like these CGI creatures who can like phone in on him and lock onto him and like track him down, but they could only track him down whenever he's like in full form. So that's why in the movie he's not in full form all the time, and that's where there's like barely any action in this movie. And I mean, like, the action isn't like bad, it's nothing to write home about. I mean, I like the final battle. Like, I honestly think like the whole Las Vegas portion could have been cut from this movie and it wouldn't have mattered at all. And being in mind you, this movie is short. This movie is like an hour and a half, which I will admit is nice because a lot of movies nowadays are like super long. But imagine if you took out that Las Vegas scene in general, there would have been like, I think, 20 minutes where there's nothing happening. And yeah, I will admit, like, the scene is like kind of fun. You know, we get to see Mrs. Chen and we get to see Venom dancing, but it's like where I'm at the point to where it's just like, is this even like a Venom movie? I feel like it's only Venom just because of the character. There's nothing else really to it. And along with that, with Venom going to Vegas, we have like this hippie family, and the main dad is played by the actor who played the Lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man movie and No Way Home, and he's just like a hippie dad for some reason. And we follow like this hippie family throughout the whole movie, even in the final battle. Like, this isn't Captain Fantastic. What are we doing here? But with the whole Las Vegas thing, Venom is eventually captured by the government, like the Black Ops agents, and that's a good point to mention them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care. Like, that part of the movie honestly was super boring to watch, and you could tell that they had like some edit or some cuts to where they really fucked up with this movie, because we have like this one main supporting female in this movie who has a whole backstory with her brother dying of lightning and all that stuff. And she's supposed to be like the head researcher scientist lady we're supposed to care about. And like I said, spoilers here, I don't really care. This movie sucks. All of the symbiotes break out, and we get to see all like the symbiotes and like in their iconic forms and all that stuff. And I totally just forgot about this. We have Toxin in this movie. The guy from the second film, like the detective, he turns into Toxin. I don't know, some iconic character who does stuff. Because I'm gonna be real here, I don't care about any of those symbiotes at all. None of them really matter to me. As cool and all the powers they have, they really don't matter because they don't mean anything to me at all. Like, the only symbiotes I really care about are Venom and Carnage. And you know why I care about Venom? It's not because he looks cool or just because he's like super dark, but because of what he represents. In my mind, he represents the dark side of humanity. The fact that he can corrupt someone like Peter Parker, someone that's like full of heart, goodwill, someone that cares for others and his community, and just bring out like the worst in humanity, someone as good as Peter Parker. That is what's really intriguing to me. And hell, I'll admit it, that's why I love really Spider-Man 3. For all of its problems, I think it's really great in portraying the perseverance against the darkness, the darkest desires. There's this really good scene in my mind where Spider-Man, Peter Parker, goes to Aunt May and tells her, I did it. I killed Sandman. I got revenge for Ben. And she just looks at Peter and just tells him,
Spider-Man? I don't understand. Spider-Man doesn't kill people.
Because she knows that Spider-Man, being Peter, doesn't have that heart in him because he's a pure-hearted person. Well, that's what I like about Venom, the fact that he shows people at their worst. But it's great to see him always persevere and go against that, because Spider-Man deep down is a really great person that wants to do right by people, and that's what I think is like a great message to show and represent. But the problem is, these movies can't do that because they just want to be goofy, stupid, like buddy comedy movies, and that's not like, I don't have a problem with that. I just can't go with it and like these movies because of that. Like, yeah, they have fun moments, but in the end, they aren't true to the character. And I'm not saying I need Venom to be that all the time. I already have great adaptations of that. What I'm trying to say is that we deserve better movies. We deserve a better interpretation of Venom. We shouldn't be constrained by Sony's mandates. And I'm not saying I need Venom to be that all the time. Like I said, I've seen many interpretations I liked where Venom could be, like Agent Venom. He could be a hero. He could be goofy and all that stuff.
Tell me this, Einstein. Who could have wanted to steal Octavius' technology?
Ooh, we know!
Who?
The Submariner.
Submariner? Get serious, will you?
The mighty Thor.
Are you out of your mind? Don't answer that.
Galactus.
Forget it, Eddie.
And the reason why I just care so much is this. Whenever I was a kid, one of the first video games I had truly of my own was Lego Marvel Superheroes. I played my video games in my game room. I stated this in my Sonic Sacred Rings video. Please go watch that there. But the point is this. I remember it was level 3. It was the Oscorp level where we got to fight Green Goblin. And the one part that scared the life out of me, like dead serious, this scared the piss out of me. Like I had the lights off in the game room. It was like nighttime. And we had the lights flickering in the game, and out just pops Venom, and it's like super scary because it's like the basement of Oscorp. We have like these symbiotes like invading the whole entire building, and it was awesome. And that's what made me love that character, and that's what inspired me to see more media, more pieces of like work of the character, because I think he's just so cool, not because of just who he is or how he looks, but because of what he represents. I think he's a really scary, really cool villain that can work in like movies, but Sony they just don't know what to do with him. And now apparently, spoilers, like I said, I don't care, he's dead technically. I don't think they're gonna kill him off permanently, but hey, who knows. The point is, this movie is a 5 out of 10. It really is suffering from Sony just being Sony. There's no other way to put it. That's really about it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like this video. Tell me what you think about like the Venom movies or Venom as a character in general. I really like that character, and what they're doing right now to him is just I don't know how long I can take it, man. Like, I can't keep supporting these films. Like, I can't. I'm going insane because of it, and I know for a fact I'll be there day one. I'll be there day one for Kraven the Hunter. You'll see me in the theater. I'll do it for you, Kraven. I'll do it for you, you motherfucker.